proceed. If you want to look at the yeah. All right. Ready? All right, we're going to get started. Welcome to Game 6 post-game press conference from the 2023 SEC Baseball Tournament. There are wireless microphones on each side with Lily and Jesse, so please raise your hand, wait to be called upon. Joined by Texas A&M head coach Jim Schlossnagle, along with second baseman Austin Bost, who tied the game in the top of the ninth with a solo home run. Let's start with an opening statement, Coach, and then we'll go to questions for student-athlete.
Yeah, really good ball game. I thought two really sound teams played well. I thought that Sadeo and for us and Morris for them did a great job. Just kind of the middle innings felt like they were being played underwater. Everything was just kind of slow. And then obviously we set the table and Wagner got the big hit. Really proud of our team. McIntyre's given us fits before. He's a good pitcher, and really excited for Austin to tie the ball game for us, and had another great at bat there in the last inning. And you got to credit Diggs is clutch guy. I've seen him do it on television. So good ball game. Stinks to lose it, but we'll be back tomorrow.
All right, start with questions for Austin. Anyone has one? Right here in the middle of the room, second row.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Coach alluded to it a little bit there, but it felt like Morris coming in for Arkansas kind of changed the game a little bit. Was there anything specific you can point to that he was doing that you felt like kept you guys off?
I mean, honestly, he was just keeping us off balance, mixing his fastball, slider, changeup, both sides of the plate. I mean, honestly, you got to give credit to him because, he just did a great job, went out there and shut us down, just filled up the zone, and that was about it.
Right here in the front row.
Hey, Austin, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. What did you hit the home run on, and kind of if you could describe that? And then this is the fourth time y'all have played Arkansas. I just wonder kind of what your thought is on them as an opponent.
So I got a slider up in the zone and put a good swing on it. And then Arkansas as a team, they're good every single year, national contenders every year. And, it's fun to play them because that's what you're here for. You're here to play the best competition. And, it was a great game. We just didn't come out on top today.
Any more questions for Austin right here in the middle as well?
Thank you. Austin, what can you say about the guys in the mound today, Sadeo in particular, keeping you guys in there? You've been a team that's been able to kind of outslug teams and play that way, so it's got to be nice to have that script flipped a little bit, and the pitchers performed so well the last 2 days. For
sure. Sadeo came out, very proud of him, freshman going out there in his first SEC tournament, doing his thing. You can thank guys yesterday, guys today. We went out there and shoved, and they're improving every single day, and it's a good sign heading into the postseason.
All right. Anyone else for Austin? Otherwise, we'll excuse you, Austin. Thanks very much.
Thank you all.
Questions for Coach? Start on the left, second row.
How was Arkansas they got 5 of the runs via home run? What did you kind of see from them at the plate today?
We set the table for them a lot in the early innings, right? How many guys we had first and second or bases loaded close to it in the first 2 or 3 innings. And we were fortunate to get out of it. Detmer made a few pitches. Targach made a nice catch in left field. And then I thought Sadeo was really good. It's a good sign. Like Austin said, that's a good sign for us. But, Arkansas, I said this here the other day, and I'll continue to say it. I think Coach Van Horn's if he's not the best coach in the country, he's in the top 1 or 2, and they just play outstanding baseball. They don't screw the game up. And they hang around. There's enough pitching, play good defense, bring a guy in at third base, Jones makes a nice play there in the bottom of the 10th. So they just play very sound baseball. They're balanced through the order. They can beat you in a lot of ways. And the job they've done this year with the injuries they've had and just the next man up kind of mentality that's exactly what, we're trying to get going in College Station.
The front row for Coach.
Hey, Jim, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Wagner, he was out for a long time with that broken thumb.
Yep.
What'd you see from him on that swing? And if he can get going, how big would that be for Arkansas? And I had a follow-up, too, if you could answer that first, though.
Okay. He was obviously just sitting on a fastball, and I don't know if we called it in or threw it in there, but he was all over it, and he's a good player. And Brandon had the hitter before him down in 0-2, I think, and couldn't execute a couple fastballs and ended up walking him. So, Wagner got to put a good swing on a 96, 97 mile an hour fastball. He's a good player.
And obviously, McIntyre gave up the tying home run, but he's been pitching a lot better for him lately. And I thought outside of the home run, and that's a big outside, but I thought he pitched pretty well. Just what'd you think of McIntyre?
He's pitched great against us before. He threw well against us when we were in Fayetteville earlier in the year. He's got 2 different breaking balls, throws his fastball down. Matt Hobbs is a good pitching coach, and he's done a good job of giving him an identity, and they mix and match. That's it's one thing we don't have a lot of is the right-handed pitching. Sexton's kind of he's a redshirt freshman that we're trying to get out there a little bit, but we're predominantly left-handed. So, but McIntyre's good. They have a good team.
Go ahead, Bob.
And I know you alluded to Diggs a minute ago. He's batting around 500 with the bases loaded. He's hit a couple of slams himself this year. Well, what do you think about him? He's leading them in RBIs too.
I have an Arkansas jersey on. No. Yeah, Diggs is. I'm a big college baseball fan, so there's a lot of times in College Station. Arkansas plays a lot of day games during the week, so we'll have the games on during as we're getting ready to play or getting ready to practice, and Diggs is one of those guys that he's just a clutch player. I don't know him. I'm assuming he's an awesome kid and competitive, and just when you think you got him, he shows up to play. He's gotten a lot of big hits for them. I've seen them rip his jersey off a few times this year.
Right in the middle for Coach.
Season high in innings for Sadeo in that outing that's something maybe you and Coach Yeski evaluate as you look towards the regionals, being a guy who maybe could take a spot start for you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I thought that obviously Weinstein was outstanding yesterday. Lampkin was really good against Mississippi State. Will Johnston was really good against Mississippi State. Garcia, we've been asking a lot of lately, and I thought he continued to keep us in the ball game. That's give up a grand slam emotionally that could shut you down, but he kept us in the game. But yes, Sadeo is, he's a strike thrower. He's now found a breaking ball that can keep people off his fastball. So, those are good signs. And Sexton getting out there and getting out of a big jam and fielding his position really well. That's a good sign for us too. We don't have a lot of pitching depth, so I think our depth got better today, and that's the kind of the silver lining of the loss.
Any more questions for Coach? One more? All right. Thank you very much, Coach. See you tomorrow.